model for so many aspiring actresses. How could I not wonder if you, as a baby, had a role model so far as...
Oh, yeah. I loved Lucy. Honestly, God, it's so funny that I loved Mary Tyler Moore. They did Dick Van Dyke Show. I thought that was great.
Well, have sitcoms changed greatly since the days when Lucille Ball and Jackie Gleason were kind of defining or redefining that art form, Valerie?
Oh, boy. Well, Lucy and Desi Arnaz are the ones who really set the technical and the creative tone for sitcom. I think Jackie was doing some other marvelous stuff in the Honeymooners. Those were little, but they were part of a larger show. As you can see, the Honeymooners stand on their own today.
I've got a vague recollection of Jackie Gleason telling me that in those days they would read the script maybe once or twice, but then they would almost discard it and go through an unrehearsed, no-holds-barred, anything-goes rendition of that script.
Well, that's fantastic, and it worked because they had a real company, company of players who could handle that. I don't know. It'd be great to see if another group could ever do it again. I don't think you're ever going to replace them. But Lucy is the one, and it was. I think she said, Desi, I don't want to do comedy without an audience. I think it's a little barbaric. It's a little impossible to really do it and figure a way. So I think it was they together. A lot of it was Desi's idea to film the scene with 3 cameras.
Right.
For instance, as we're talking, my camera would be on me close-up, camera on you close-up, and the third camera would get the scene as a master. And then they edit it together later, but they were getting a spontaneous moment, and you do it in front of 300 people. And so you got laughs that were really the laughs of the audience. And that was an incredible gift to show business. I've done 3 shows that way now. And all of us, Mary and the Golden Girls, and just, you know, tons and tons of shows have benefited from that format.
As a player back in those days, Valerie, when you were in the Mary Tyler Moore program, and you played Rhoda in that program, and of course that character took off and snowballed. But I mean, even before it snowballed, you know, was the idea of a spin-off of you as Rhoda secretly maybe in the back of your mind, or?
No, not in the back of my... You know whose mind it was in was Fred Silverman.
Really?
After the 3rd show, he said, we're going to spin you off. I said, please, please, I'm just learning. I'm just getting into this.
You said, don't hurry me, right?
Right, and I stayed about 4 years, and I remember telling Mary, I said, Mary, gosh, she said, listen, I said, if the show bombs, can I come back? She said, sure, you can always get back, but she said, you got to go on. It's like going to college. She was sorry to see me go, but happy. And of course,
Rhoda was, of course, a big success, earning Valerie national fame and her 4th Emmy Award. Her next sitcom, Valerie's Family, also brought her an award, but this one came from a long and difficult trial.
The truth is that vindication is much sweeter than revenge. And I don't have any bad feelings anymore.
You're never a bitter type, but the way America was rooting for you, without even knowing what the case was all about, they were rooting for you because they love Valerie Harper.
Well, I think that what was so good about it was that it was in the court, and it did come before a jury and everything, and it was nice to win. And everything is fine. I really don't harbor bad feelings.
No.
I really don't.
Nor do they about you, I'm sure.
I don't think so. No. I hope not.
So what's next on the agenda? What's on the menu for Valerie Harper?
Well, a CBS half-hour comedy, a sitcom.
Valerie, with shows flopping left and right, we need you because if you want my uninformed psychic prediction, my...
the Joe Franklin zap.
My uneducated appraisal is going to be a smash, and it'll be in the top 3.
Wow. From your lips to God's ears, Joe.
I guarantee it. I guarantee it.
You too, huh? You're not getting away with the handshake.
I'll never wash my face.
I got lipstick all over.
Never wash my face.
You can't continue the interview with red on.
Don't wash it off, please.
People say Boy George or something, which isn't so bad.
Why not?
40 years of Joe Franklin. I used to point fingers at him when I was a kid. Look at us now. We're both grown up. 40 more for you, Joe Franklin. Remember something. Who loves you, baby? We do.
Okay, this elegant and sparkling lady alongside me is named Phyllis Diller. And Miss Diller, how have you been?
Oh, I've been fine.
I know. First of all, I want to tell you, you look beyond fine. You feel good, huh?
Oh, yes, I feel wonderful. I'm very happy to be here in New York, one of my favorite cities.
Especially on Joe Franklin's anniversary party.
That's right. Your 40th. Now, Joe, I really don't understand this because you look like a boy. You haven't a wrinkle on you, and I happen to know you have not had surgery.
No.
And I just can't. You haven't had transplants. You haven't had any of that stuff. You must have started when you were 3.
Four. No, but I got to ask you, and this is the moment of truth. I notice when I see people doing comedy around town that many, many lady comics are doing what I might call variations on classic Phyllis Diller routines. And I was wondering, maybe, I mean, do you appreciate this kind of flattery, or at least do you think they ought to give a little credit line at the end and say this is borrowed or stolen from Phyllis Diller?
Well, my dear, that's the only kind of comedy any woman can do, so I don't have a patent on it. It's just that I happen to be the first, and a girl came in the other night who's very good, Joy Behar, and she was saying how she even started at the same age I did. See, you were an early starter, and this girl was 37, same age I was when I started, 37 years old, which in my day, being 37 was old. I mean, you know, the current bestseller was Over the Hill, or something about Life Begins at 40.
Life Begins at 40.
Not Over the Hill.
You had three years to go.
3 years to go to be Over the Hill, and Hope always calls me Old Turkey Bladder.
Hope says, hello, we were with Hope the other day. He says you co-starred in 3 movies with him.
True.
One I saw the other night called Boy, Did I Get the Wrong Number?
Oh, yes. Well, he's a wonderful man. He's taught me everything I know, and I'm deeply indebted to him. And we used to look alike.
Still do. You were one of the first to maintain, I think, Phyllis, that a woman should sort of retain her beauty as long as possible. You were very candid, very honest about it, right?
Oh, yes, I believe in that. Yes, I do. And I came out. I brought plastic surgery out of the closet.
You're kind of the patron saint of plastic surgeons.
Oh, you know it.